Hi guys, how you doing? I'm just gonna be hanging out with my Pac-Man frog and waiting for a few more people here. I know I got in a little bit late. Oh my gosh, when you have birds and you're trying to do a live stream, it's very difficult. They just like are. She's just really needy, especially this time of year. She's getting into like adulthood, and now she's just getting a bit like I don't know, just like sometimes aggressive and sometimes just like Velcro. And you can probably hear her in the background. I don't know if you can. Hopefully you can't. But she's going nuts there with her friend Pika, the cockatiel. So, but we got them in the bathroom. They're hanging out. They have a little waterfall. They have treats. They have everything they need. And we're just gonna hang out and watch my little frog do its thing and feed him a little bit. Hopefully he'll eat. He's awesome. He is a Pikachu Pacman frog. I'm gonna take him out. If you don't know what Pac-Man Frog is, you probably do, honestly. These guys are some of the cutest, most recognizable frogs. Everyone loves them. They're known to have like a massive mouth. Like the size of their body, say, is this big. Their mouth is like this wide. It's just as big as their body. So they're so comical. Mine is a Pikachu Pacman frog. So they call him that because he's like an albino. He has red eyes. He's bright yellow, but he also has a bit of a reduced pattern on his back. We have a helicopter. Hold on one second. There we go. He has a reduced pattern on his back, so he resembles a little bit more of a Pikachu pattern. He's really cute. Right now, I took him to my class that I teach every Friday last week. It was so much fun. But since then, normally he's hanging out like right in the front here because he's really pretty chill with like movement and things like that. He's been hanging out in the back just because like I think he was a little overstimulated. We didn't take him out, didn't let them handle them. They loved him. But he ended up just kind of like going over here, making a little hole, and now he's behind his little like moss made a little hole. So he's hanging out back there right now. I'm gonna get him out with gloves. So if you know about frogs, they breathe, they breathe and they also drink through their skin. So they have a semi-permeable skin. So touching frogs is not the best thing in the world. I've done it in the past. I do it on occasion. However, the safest way to do it is with powderless gloves. Nitrile is the best, and you wet them. So because they need water, makes them feel more comfy. They'll get sticky to it, you know. So that's the way to do it. I'm going to try pulling him out. I don't want to like get in there. I might have to come around actually because he's literally burrowed in there. He's actually moved the moss and he's now like one with the moss. So I'm going to stand up. I'm going to try to get him. Let me see if I can get the boy. All right. Dude, you made a really good little hole, didn't you? Check you out. There you are. Hey, buddy. Oh, I know. Try not to put my little finger in front of you. There you go. I know. It's gonna be a crazy week. There we go. Got him. So he's gonna hop. So that's the thing. He's gonna hop. He's a hopper. He's a happy dude. So I'm gonna have to hold him really carefully. I'm gonna bring him up here for you guys. Let's see if I can get him comfortable first. I don't want him to splat. There you go. There's his butt. So see the reduced pattern, how he doesn't have that like spider webby kind of pattern Pac-Man frogs typically have. It's just little dots along his back. I'm going to try to face him towards you. Let's see. I don't want to touch you, but, you know, my hands are clean, luckily. Oh, you're not going to jump, buddy. There you go. See? There he is. Isn't he cute? He's like the cutest guy ever, right? So he's really sweet. I got him. I don't know if he's grown that much. I've had him for maybe like around 5 months or so, I would say by now. Okay, there you go, buddy. So I've had him for about 5 months or so. He's about like, I don't know, 2 inches maybe now. Hold on one second, friends. Oh no, that's just, I thought it was a hair. So he's about, 2 inches or so. He's grown a lot. I don't know if it's a girl or boy. I haven't really messed around with that. I just like to keep him comfortable. I really don't care if it's a boy or girl. I'm not breeding them. We'll figure out the size later. You know, boys are cute, girls are cute, whatever works out. But he's really sweet. So the thing about these guys is they're lazy. They're like the laziest things. I always say my bearded dragon is one of my laziest animals I own. Now, he's literally the laziest. They sit in holes. They sit there all day. Every now and then you might see he goes in this hole, or now he has a new hole over here. Every now and then I see him hopping around. So these guys don't need a giant enclosure. It's not really in anyone's favor to really have a massive enclosure for these guys. I like to give him enough space so he can thermoregulate, and he can also go ahead and choose more wet zones, more dry zones, whatever he's feeling. He has a water bowl here that I fill up, and then I also let it go dry, and then I put some worms in, that kind of thing, and I kind of flop it around to what it is. As long as you keep the soil clean, so this is cocoa bark or cocoa fiber rather, as long as you keep it clean, it's safe for them because again, remember their skin is semi-permeable and it's going to grab all that water. So he's actually drinking while he's sitting in that hole of his all day long. So you always want to keep it moist. That's one of the most important things about Pac-Man frogs, right? Is keeping their environment moist and just giving them safe areas. I know some people put some ledges and things like that in their enclosure. I personally don't like doing that with a terrestrial frog because they're strong little guys. They're cool when they flop down, but there's really no benefit to them. There's not really something that they interact with very much. It's more of just something that we like, and it's just not safe for him. I don't like anything he can jump off of. There's just no point for me. So I like to keep it all just very, terrestrial here. Nothing, no levels. Now tree frogs, whole different story. But this guy, he might make a hole for you. He might be making a little hole soon. What you thinking, dude? But he is such a fun guy to watch. I absolutely love him. In the back, I just really have a very simple enclosure for him because of his personality. So that's one thing that I know when you talk about care sheets and taking care of reptiles, animals want hides, animal want all this. He actually does really well where he's at because he's more in a secluded corner. He is in a dark kind of area. It's not very busy. I haven't noticed any stress responses from him. And so, what you doing, dude? He really does well without a hide. I personally like seeing my animals a little more. So when I just have an enclosure that has like a frog in a little hide, it just makes me sad. I want to see the guy I take care of, you know? So as long as I feel like his stress levels are good, he doesn't have a hide. And I haven't noticed him looking any as stressful at all. He's eating great. He's around a lot. He's coming out of his hole. He's changing holes. He loves utilizing this little like mossy area. I got this. This is live moss, actually. I don't really know. I'm not a very good gardener. I'm not very good with plants. I cannot keep plants alive, but it's greenish, so I think it's somewhat still alive. I see areas where it's a little more brown, but this has been chilling here. It's pretty like rooted, so I think it's doing pretty okay. But I just make sure this is the moist side of his enclosure, and he loves burrowing in there, and it keeps a lot of the moisture and everything happening. I also have some springtails in here, just kind of doing their thing. You know, it's hard to break down the big poops of these guys because what goes in goes out and they're big just like their mouth is big. So, but you still have to spot clean all that. It's not like they're not doing their work that well, but they are definitely keeping it much cleaner than it would be otherwise. So, other than that, I really just like keeping a nice big moist area. He has about a inch and a half, 2 inches or so of dirt on the bottom of cocoa fiber, and so that's his main substrate. I think it's great. You don't want anything sharp or anything like with more of like a cocoa bark or anything isn't really all that great for these guys. Like a soft cocoa fiber is really good. You can use like a soil, but be very careful with the soils. I know that a lot of people use things from the home store to cut costs on soils and things like that. And I have yet to find, it's so annoying. I have yet to find like some really good soils at my local home improvement stores that I feel like would be reptile safe. So I always err on the side of caution with these guys because, especially with frogs, it can be deadly like real quick, right? It can be super deadly. It's not a good thing to put any chemicals or anything that's harmful to these guys or reptiles in general. But I'm just paranoid, y'all. Hey, are you making a hole? Sorry, I'm very ADHD when I see him. I'm just like right here. Yeah, no, I just don't really think it's good to mess around with that too much. So I still buy the reptile oriented stuff. I've tried buying 100% cypress mulch or bark at my local home improvement stores, and there is none available. They're always like a mix or like a blend, and I'm like, I'm not going down that route with these guys. I'm just not going to do it. So sticking to that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's about it. You could put a hide, maybe I would say about like right here. I took his heat mat off to bring him over here to show you because I wanted to sit down with you guys. But I have a heat mat oopsie. I have a heat mat taped to the top or to the side right here. And that just ensures he has some heat. You don't want to put on the belly because they burrow and it can burn the little bellies or get too hot for them. So you really just want to put the side to get some ambient heat that kind of like spreads out, and then they can cool off over here. They can be warm over here. They can choose what they want, all that fun stuff. So it's just really like a simple enclosure, one of the easiest animals to take care of. Like, I mean that. One of like up there with tarantulas, the thing is you just want to always make sure that you're really checking the condition of the soil, right? Because if their bedding is getting like a lot of poop and things and stuff like that, it really can leach into their skin and then you have a whole nother problem. So you really want to make sure you're cleaning it out, picking up any poops. Like I see a poop right there that I need to grab that I just saw. I must have done that last night. And that's about it with these guys. Now, they're really fun to feed. I'm going to go ahead and mist him a little bit first. So I always start on this side and kind of do a heavy misting over here. Sorry if that's loud, but I do a heavy misting over here and then I kind of taper off over here, but make sure everything's pretty wet, right? So, and he'll close his eyes. He'll get a little excited. There you go. I'm washing you off, dude. Get a little shower. He's just such a cool little dude. I think they're so classic and, you know, I mean, they're not like, they're just special little guys. Same with green tree frogs or red-eyed green tree frogs. They're awesome. So just misting. I kind of running out of water. My bad. Should have filled this up. Whoops. I just have so many animals to mist. By the time I'm done, I'm done. This is, if you've seen my video about the top couple things that you need to take care of animals that you can use like from your kitchen or everyday items you can get from Target or wherever you shop from day to day. This is one thing, a spray bottle. And some people mention that like for big enclosures, like big snakes, big animals, or having big enclosures, it just doesn't do the trick. You just like have to do it all the time. Being in California, I find it so hard to keep the moisture in the substrate for more tropical species if I'm relying on misting. It's just like a no-go for me. I could just do this all day long. I'm just like a personal mister all day long. So what I do is every now and then I go ahead and just add water direct. I take them out, add water directly to substrate, and I just blend it in. So we have a very fresh, wet substrate, and that ensures they're getting the water they need. And then when I mist, it's mainly to just add some ambient water to the environment to like mimic, rainfall and be like, ooh, there's rainfall, and just add an extra layer of dew and everything. So just a little misting. I'm out of water, but he's good. He's going to get more misting tonight later because that's when he gets misted at night. By the way, if you are looking to get a Pac-Man frog, they get misted at night. I think is the best time because you're going to keep the humidity in. It kind of fits with their natural environment. During the day, it's a little bit more, it evaporates. So then you kind of can bring down the humidity. So you're not just like piling on humidity all the time. So it's a really good time to mist. Now, I got some crickets for my boy. So we just got some regular crickets. I'm not sure if he's going to eat on screen, but if you've never seen one of these eat before, they're awesome. They're so funny when they eat, and they're really like kind of uncoordinated looking because they're so like big and fat, They just kind of like come out of this hole and they kind of just like leap and plop. It's really funny. And by the way, I don't think I said his name. This guy's name is Mark Hoppus. So we were going to call him Tom DeLong, but then I'm like, Jordan, like my partner, I was like, why are we calling him Mark Hoppus? So basically, yeah, that's been his name. We were going to call him Vegas because of how much he eats, all sorts of things, but we settled on Mark Hoppus. So I'm just adding some calcium to these guys, just a little bit. I'm not going to be fitting all these to him today. I got 30. Who knows how many are actually in here, but I got 30. I'm going to be feeding them to like my lychee and other animals to just, hello. Where are you looking? The funniest thing about these guys is they're always like pivoting. And I don't know why. Maybe because he saw the crickets and he's like, yo. But he's always pivoting in his little dirt hole. It's hilarious. So I'm just going to drop these guys in. Ready? Let's see. Let's see if he wants to eat. I mean, these guys, all they do is eat. So I'm sure he wants to eat. He might be like, what are we doing here? That's a lot. That's a lot, dude. Oh, he's ready. Can you guys see him? I'm going to try to bring this a little closer. Let's see. All right. Woohoo. Can I bring this closer? Hold on one second, friends. There we go. There we go. Oh, here I got one. How the heck do you do that so quick, dude? There you go. He'll get another one. The crickets are like, they know what's coming for them. They're just like, We know this little frog is bad news. Oh, that one. You know, I love all animals, and I always feel bad when I'm like watching this because I do. I don't want any animal to experience harm in any way, shape, or form. But I also know how ecosystems work, and I also know how the food web works, and this is just part of it. And if you're wondering why he's closing his eyes right now, that's actually how they kind of swallow, right? So it helps their swallow mechanism. And so anytime they're eating, they're also closing their eyes afterwards, right? Oh, and you see him pushing it down to his belly, getting it in there. They always make eating look so labor intensive, right? It just looks kind of like one cricket, which would be like one chip for us. Oh, where are you going, boy? He's looking. Which one do you want, dude? You might even get a little hop. Who knows, everybody out there? You might actually see one of his little hops, which is like a rarity. Oh, nope, return back over here. All right, here's a cricket. What do you think, dude? See, he's like, it takes so much less effort to eat this than to hop 5 inches. So I'm just going to eat this guy if he moves. He's playing coy with you, dude. Where are you going, my man? Which one do you want? I don't think he knows what he wants. Oh, you got a hop. Oh, this is what he wants. Let's see. Ooh, are you hopping? Are you going for it? This is a true predator here. We're watching a predator do their work, everybody. My gosh. Can you imagine if we ate like this? But the thing about reptiles, so I go to Oregon State University and I'm studying there and I do natural resources. I do it like super duper part time because I never got my bachelor's degree. And it was always a goal of mine to make sure I do that because I just always wanted to do that for myself. And so I'm back in school and we're learning. I'm actually in herpetology right now, which I've been. Oh, good job, dude. Look at that splay out of his feet. But I'm in herpetology right now. One thing we're talking about, which is really cool, I didn't realize. I mean, I know, but I didn't realize how efficient they were with their food and everything because they are ectotherms. Is that they require 3% of the food that mammals would require in order to survive, right? 3%. So when you see this type of drama happening over one little cricket walking by, that's like a lot of calories for this little dude. So I guess for their world, it all works out. For us, we'd be dead immediately. We would not survive this. We'd be like, we'd be rail thin. But he's like, oh man, that's a big meal. Yeah. He's opening his mouth a little bit. But yeah, you see how his like the edge of his mouth is like literally the size of him, just a little bit smaller. So anything that can fit in that thing, he can eat, which is crazy. Yeah, he's just chilling. But this is basically all they do. They hop about 2 inches to get some food, and then they sit in their holes. They're really great. I mean, I'm someone who I love handling my animals, and that's one challenge with frogs is that you have to. Oh, here's one. Oh, you tried. Bad aim, dude. Oh, bad aim again. Are you going to do it again or are you giving up? Oh, no. That cricket's gone. That cricket is going the wrong way. Oh, gotta wipe the face. Gotta clean the face. Gotta look presentable while you're eating, you know? At least he has, like, good manners. Yeah. Good job, dude. I don't even know what we're talking about before I got distracted by this guy. It doesn't matter. We're all here for the frog. Right? We're all here for Mark Hoppus, giving you a show. What do you think? Are you gonna actually try? No, I think the cricket has figured out that that this is bad news, that he should just sit here quietly and not move. Oh yeah, guys, so I have that real fun thing where I have one cricket underneath my refrigerator who just every evening just makes noise. So that's fun. If you're a reptile person and if you're becoming a reptile person, you will know or you know about that phenomenon. They always find the refrigerator and they just camp out there. And for some reason, I swear, like when you take crickets home from the store, they don't last long. But man, when they are in your home, they will last forever. It's like, I don't get it. I'm giving you food and everything else, and you won't survive. Yet here you are underneath my refrigerator, and it's like, I can't get rid of you. He's really thinking. Look at that cute little butt. Look at that cute little butt. Look at that cute little butt. He's so cute. And the thing about these guys is that because they're so fun to feed, they tend to be a bit overweight. Like they can get like massively overweight because they just eat. That's all they do. They sit and eat. They don't exercise. So it's important to kind of like gauge their food based on your animal's condition. I really believe in that because some animals just are more active or some have a faster metabolism, just like all of us, you know? It's just kind of like how we are. So you have to like, you know, pick and choose how you consume based on, you know, what your goals are. And my goal is to make sure you don't get like unable to hop, dude. All right, my man. I think he's just in a stalemate with this cricket, like literally in a stalemate. All right, my friends, I'm going to bring you back. Oh, wait. Oh, I moved, so the cricket moved. Oh, shoot. Here we go. And he's been hopping a lot because I see dirt in that bowl. There wasn't dirt in that bowl yesterday. So he's been active at night. And these guys are more active during the evening hours. They just sit around during the day. But at night they're very active. All right. You and that cricket can just keep staring at each other. I'm going to bring you back up, my friends. So, excuse my big hand in the way. Where am I at? Oh my gosh, I swear I'm like so dyslexic on everything. I am actually dyslexic. And so when I do like cameras and I'm like figuring out which way to turn it, I'm always like, which way does it go? So these guys, awesome animals. I use, in case you're wondering what calcium I use, I'm a big fan of Ripashi. See, there I am again. Ripashi Calcium Plus. I've had this for a very long time, and I actually just had a little like panic earlier today. I'm like, I'm wondering if this is like expired. And no, it's good till next year in December. So we are good. So it lasts forever too, which is great. And the only other thing I want to show you guys is a very important thing that I talked about in a short that corresponded to my or I think it was 8 everyday things or some amount of everyday things that you can use to care for your reptiles. Is this is like one of my favorite things. It's just a project binder. So those little like things with the plastic that you put paper, like your project in, and then it's like the little cover, project covers. I don't know what they're called, but I just cut those up and I use one to just fit perfectly on the screen lid. And I swear there was a time where I actually lost this thing for a bit. I put somewhere else in the room and I could not find it. And I had such an issue of keeping my humidity up. And just by having this cover, literally, what was that? Less than 2/3, almost like a little over half, like that's half. Just by covering that, and I put on the side where I mist more frequently, it keeps the humidity in so well, so well. Like I'll come in and there'll still be like dew droplets on the top in just this area. It is such a lifesaver. Like, it is like literally a dollar store item, nothing. And it just makes it so easy. I know they sell reptile branded ones now that are like these nice thick plastic ones and all that. But really, this is all you need. This is all you need. And it's great. I absolutely adore it. So if you have any questions about Pac-Man frogs, please feel free. This will stay up for y'all to watch. And I love to answer them. I absolutely love these frogs. They're great for, I think, kids who want to watch an animal, for adults who as well want to watch an animal, maybe handle them. But honestly, I just don't enjoy handling them too much. It makes me paranoid and it's just not all that fun. Like, they don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. I like watching them. So if you're looking for an animal that is a great family animal, low key, not a lot of maintenance, fun to watch, and is just not going to take up too much room because they don't need it. Awesome pet, awesome animal. They come in really cool colors. They come in like this. I love the strawberry Pac-Man frogs where they're like slightly red, all that stuff. One key thing is if you are looking into one of these, you can't have multiples in a cage. They will eat each other. They will try to eat each other. You just have one per an enclosure always. Um, I don't even think a girl or boy thing. I don't really know too much about that, to be honest. I don't really know if you just put a girl and a boy together. If anyone's here that can answer that, let me know. But if you put a girl and a boy together, if they actually get along, or I'm assuming, knowing like their behavior and everything, that just don't know animals together. I don't know how breeding works with these guys since they're so hungry all the time. Leave that to the breeders. I'm just gonna go along with rescuing and owning these guys. They're awesome and they're comical and loved for a reason. So yeah, and they're not too expensive and they're not too expensive to care for. They're a great introductory amphibian if you're looking for something to get started. Just again, handling is not recommended. And if you are going to handle, gloves, gloves without any powder on them, right? And that's mainly for like cleaning the enclosure, moving them while you're doing that, moving them if they need to go to a vet or anything like that. But they're just really fun. I love them. So thank you guys. I'll be putting out another video next week and then I'll be answering your questions. And if you want to see more stuff about Pac-Man frogs, let me know because I love reptiles, but the thing that got me into reptiles is amphibians. That was like my gateway drug to amphibians or to reptiles was amphibians. I absolutely think they're some of the most amazing little guys. If you're interested in the history of frogs, I have a short little video all about how they survived the dinosaurs. Really interesting stuff. Like, who would think these guys overthrow the dinosaurs and actually made it through extinction? Freaking weird. So appreciate hanging out with you guys. Talk to you soon. And it's been fun. I'm going to show you a little bit more of him. All right. See you guys. Sorry, friends. There we go. I think he's decided that's his new hole. So I think he's just there to stay, my friends. Hi, Curtis. How you doing? You did, but it's okay. I'm just chilling out, honestly. I'm just hanging out here. I'm just showcasing him. He ate a few crickets. He's just kind of doing this thing right now. I think he found his like nightly hole routine where he picks which hole he wants to go into, and this is a new hole, and he's decided this is the one he wants to hang out in. Oh my gosh. That's exactly the perfect definition for him. Yellow Cheeto Paw Puff of endless hunger. Totally. Literally, these guys are just the funniest. Have you ever had one before? Like, you own one now? I love this guy. He's something called a Pikachu Pacman frog. So he's albino, as you can tell by his eyes. He's really bright yellow. Like, I have no filter or anything on this. And he has like a light patterning to him. Like he only has the dots instead of having kind of like the webbing pattern that most Pac-Man frogs typically are known to have. And what's really interesting is like his stomach. I don't think you can see it. You might see a little bit of it on screen, but you'll see like his stomach, like here, the green. He gets like this weird green tone on his belly. I think he's just so cute. I absolutely love this coloration. I also love the strawberries too. I think they're really cool. There's a local breeder that is here in California called Jam Jam Exotics. And they do some of the craziest morph of these guys, like the little raw chicken looking ones. They're hilarious. I know the food is their thing. Yeah, food is their thing. Literally all they do. Yeah, he does have a little bit green behind his eyes. I fed him like right there, right? Like right there. Yeah. He's really cute. I freaking love this guy. Here, I'll move this bowl. There's his little feet. Yeah, he ate like 3 or 4 crickets. You know, reptiles, as you know, it's like everything's a big ordeal in terms of like eating. And so he's been like chasing after this one cricket here, like kind of staring at him, but not committing to the cause, and then getting distracted and just sitting in his hole. So that's where he's at now. But I fed him once. I fed him a only once I fed him a pinky and he loved it. But the thing is, they just get so fat so easy. So I'm like, I can't give you any more of those things. Yeah, so we're just hanging out here. I'll hang out with you a little more, friends. Yeah, so we're heading out of town soon tomorrow. Hello. Hi. We're heading out of town soon, so I figured I should do a little live stream because my studio, I share the room. I have my own, you've seen it with the green wall and everything that I do my videos out of. And I share it with a producer who's a music producer, and he's awesome, but when he's there, he's like, I don't want to disturb him because he makes music and he's kind of loud, and it's his spot that I rent from. So I'm like, oh, I'll let you have it for the day. So I'm like, what can I do today? I'm like, we're going to bring out Mark Hoppus. By the way, his name's Mark Hoppus if you're a Blink-182 fan. So just want to hang out with you guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, what looks fat for them? I know, right? Like fat is literally, he looks fat right now. No, like some look like, okay, this is like an old reference, but Cartman from South Park in the video game episode where like he's playing that one guy. I forgot his name. I know the episode, I can't remember it. They're kind of like that. Like that's the best descriptor. They're like huge. Like they're very lumpy, and like the girls get like this big. And it's nuts. I'm not really sure, boy, girl. I always say boys with my animals because, I'm not looking to breed. I'm mainly into rescuing, rehab, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, you're just a boy. Like, I do the boy car things. My car's a boy too. Just like, but he's just chilling. I don't think he's old enough to look at the fat pads to see. I've tried looking. He's actually pretty chill. I'm surprised he didn't try eating my finger, but they had a little like fat pad, like a little black pad on their hand, and that's how you can tell it's a boy or girl. But it takes like a while, and he's not old enough yet, so we'll find out eventually. But yeah, so it's been really fun just hanging out with this guy. And I said earlier, this is gonna go online if you missed it. We just talked about like some little hacks. Like I was showing this hack from, when did I do that? I posted a short like last week or the week before. These are just binder covers, like those things you had in like elementary school or middle school where you had a project and you had to make them look nice and like seal them in a little plastic thing. That's all this is, cut up, and it fits perfectly. And it is like awesome at keeping humidity in, because I know they sell them now where they're these really nice plastic that you can put on your enclosure and it keeps it in. But honestly, does the job so well, and it costs $1. So I'm a big fan of doing this, and it's kept his humidity really, really good. And other than that, I mean, he's just chilling. He has some real moss in here, so I think it's alive still. I'm still trying like to figure out if it's alive still. It's greenish and brownish, so I'm thinking it's dying. I swear I can't keep plants alive. I'm so bad with them, but so I've tried to keep it alive. It seems pretty rooted, but he loves this stuff, and also that helps the humidity and all that. If that dies, I'm going to get some of my regular moss, some sphagnum moss, and just throw it in there and keep it wet. But it's still doing its job. He's just chilling. But yeah, I don't know. These guys are like, I love frogs. Frogs are like the thing that got me into reptiles. I actually have like, I'll show you here. This is dumb. But there's this arcade by us that we go to, my partner and I got this frog bag, and now I'm making it the official frog bag, and it has a bunch of frogs on it. It's getting ridiculous. So it has all the frogs. I mean, it's basically him. So I'm a frog girl, it's what got me into it. And we're studying, it's really cool. I'm taking herpetology at my college right now, and we're studying frogs, reptiles, all the stuff, even birds a little bit, tiny bit, because they're all kind of like related somewhat. And it's fun learning about these guys on a more scientific level and all that. And, because I know all my facts and stuff, but it's fun learning from someone who's in the research field, because my school is a research school with all like the natural resources and stuff. So we're learning some really cool facts about these guys right now. So I'm excited to like share some of that stuff too as I move through the course. And he is making his hole. So if you're wondering why he's turning, it's not because he hates me. It's not because he's not impressed with you guys. It's because they like making holes and they spin while they do it. So anywho, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to get this guy back hooked up to his heat. His heat pad goes right here. So he can get kind of warm because it's getting kind of cold in here. And anyways, I'll see you guys next week. I'll try posting a little bit. I'm heading out of town tomorrow just for a few days for my birthday, and then I'll be back. So I'll try to get some stuff out. And if you do have any questions about this, I will be answering comments and being on Instagram and all that fun stuff still. So thank you guys. I really, really appreciate you hanging out, and I can't wait to talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Happy Monday.